to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got to go today, y'all. I said we got a good one today. Y'all, we are talking about beyond the box score. Beyond the box score, the unsung heroes of Gamecock women's basketball. We see a lot when we're watching the basketball game, but we are pulling back the curtain of Gamecock women's basketball and talk about the players who give you that grit and the unseen contributions that fuel the team's dominance, that moving past the headlines of scorers to spotlight the defensive anchors, the hustle players, the locker room leaders, the ones who do not get all the publicity, but are tremendous assets to this South Carolina women's basketball team. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at Captain Will the OG. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. And, of course, follow me on YouTube, Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the ring the bell. And so you get the notifications of whenever a new episode is going to drop. Let's dive deep and talk about this basketball team, the three-time national champions. You know the names on the scoreboard, but do you know the true architects of Gamecock women's basketball? We know the ones who get all the points. We know about the leading scorers. We talk about every basketball team, they always get all the publicity. They do. The box scores, the points, the rebounds, get all the publicity. The player of the year, the All-American teams. But we're diving deep beyond the box score to talk about those heroes, those defensive masterminds, the things I like, the relentless hustle players who impact every single game, who help us win championships, SEC championships, and a reason why we are the three-time national champions. The obvious stars of the South Carolina women's basketball team. Joyce Edwards, leading the team in scoring again. Sophomore sensation having an outstanding basketball season. Top 5 in scoring in the SEC. A bucket getter. Tremendous fundamentals. Terrific player. We know all about Joyce. Tania Latson, when she came in from Florida State, we knew she averaged 25 points per basketball game. We knew she led the country in scoring. We know all those things. The scoring. If we talk about some of these media outlets who are already talking about certain players who are going to be player of the year and All-Americans, they are primarily looking at scoring. One of the reasons that Michaela Blakes from Vanderbilt gets so much publicity, Hannah Hidalgo, who gets so much publicity, is her scoring. But there's more to that story, y'all. There is. There is more to the story of being an all-around player. First, before we dive deep into that, let's talk about the dominance of South Carolina women's basketball. Currently this season, we're 3rd overall in the AP poll. We're 6th overall in that ranking. We have an 81st ranked strength of schedule. We are 2-1 in quadrant 1. We're 2-0 in quadrant Two, who are those players that are helping this basketball team to future greatness? This season is different. It's different. We are not as deep as we've been in previous years. We are not. The season began. Let's do a history lesson. Let's go backwards before we go forward, okay? The season began with Ashton Watkins stepping away from basketball, stepping away from South Carolina altogether. And Chloe Kitts tore her ACL. Chloe Kitts was going to have, in my humble opinion, an all-American season. From the national championship game, not only did we leave Tina Pow to the WNBA draft, not only did we lose Breezy Hall, Sanaya Fagan, but we also lost Chloe. I can say that we lost Ashley Watkins, but she only played about 25% of the season last season. We lost a lot from last year's squad. Now, we gained 4 players to this basketball team. We did. Like I mentioned before, we gained tonight Latson for Florida State. We gained Madina from Mississippi State. We got Ayla McDowell, 15th ranked in this recruiting cycle. We got Agot McCurr, 6th ranked in this recruiting cycle. But you're talking about 2 players who are transfers, going to take time to get adjusted, going to take time. It just doesn't happen. It's not plug and play like a video game. You got 2 freshmen. It's not plug and play. It takes time. So when you are retooling a basketball team, when you are remolding, because that's what we're doing with this basketball team, we are molding this team into the image of Dawn Staley. It's going to take some time. You need some defensive specialists when you are molding this basketball team. Well, if you need some defensive specialists on this team, obviously you got a player like Raven Johnson who returned to the squad for her 5th year. When we speak of Raven, you always talk about a defense. All SEC defender. One of the best perimeter defenders in the country. One of the reasons why she's going to make the WNBA. Crucial stops, blocks, steals. When you want a crucial stop on the perimeter, you look to a player like Raven Johnson. Whoever the best perimeter scorer on the opposing team, you're going to put Raven on her. When you wanted stops against Texas, you had Raven Johnson on Madison Booker. Even though Madison Booker, 4 inches taller, when Raven was guarding her, she guarded her very, very well. When Madison Booker started going off, it was because Raven wasn't guarding her. And we'll see that similar formula throughout the season, especially against the better players in the SEC. When we look at block shots, we look at a player like Madina who transferred from Mississippi State. Talking about Madina and her defensive effort, if you will. Top 3 in defensive rating in the SEC. Probably the best post defender in the SEC. the hustle stats, the offensive rebounds, the deflections, the forcing the bad shots. Those are the things that you don't necessarily see, or definitely don't pay attention to when it comes to the box scores, because they're not in the traditional box scores. You got to look at the advanced stats when you see those things. You don't see offensive rebounds in the box scores when you're looking at ESPN, right? You don't see the deflections. You don't see how many times a player is forced into a bad shot. But when you look at Madina and what she brought to South Carolina, unsung hero that means so much to this basketball team, second in the SEC in offensive rebounding percentage. Second, eighth in the country. Now, she's not averaging 34, 35, 36 minutes. No, she's not. She's not leading this basketball team in minutes played like a player like Tessa Johnson, who averaged 32 minutes per basketball game. And despite missing a basketball game, she's still averaging more minutes than anybody else on the basketball team. But she is second in offensive rebounding percentage, which means if everything was even and everybody played the same amount of minutes, Madina would get more or second more offensive rebounds than anybody in the SEC and will rank eighth in offensive rebounds in the country. She is fifth in the SEC in total offensive rebounds. She is fifth in the SEC in total, should I say, blocks per game. She's seventh in the SEC in total blocks per game and eighth in the SEC in block percentage. Hustle stats. Madina is a main contributor when we are talking about those hustle stats. I don't even know how many bad shots she's forced with her being 6'6" and being a presence in the paint. I don't know. I don't know how many deflections she's caused throughout the season. Another player who I mentioned talking about their offense, but has increased her defense probably more than anybody on this basketball team. Joyce Edwards is eighth in the SEC in blocks per game and eighth in the SEC in total blocks. 11th in the SEC in block percentage and 15th in the SEC in steals. This is the 6'3" do-it-all forward from Camden, South Carolina, contributing so much in the hustle stat category. I can mention a player like Agot, who does that in limited minutes. She averages about 16 minutes per game, but right now is out with a concussion. Hopefully she'll be back on Sunday. I can talk about a player like Ayla McDowell, who does everything on the court in terms of hustle plays. Hustle stats. Hustle plays is what's getting Ayla on the court. And when she's on the court, she's knocking down those three-pointers. Our defense isn't where it needs to be. But continued effort, continued hustle will help our defense get to where it needs to be in late February and in March. The willingness, the selflessness to get down and dirty, to do that dirty work that nobody wants to do. We don't get no credit. You get a credit for setting no screen, but somebody else can hit a three-pointer. You don't get no credit for taking a charge. You get credit for doing those things, especially to the casual viewers. They go unnoticed. They really do. But that energy, that relentlessness, that sets the tone, especially for this basketball team that starts with defense, it lifts everyone's performance. Everyone's performance. We are getting closer. With each game, we're getting closer to come together as a unit. It's taking time, but we are getting closer. The vocal leaders, the team captains, the players who guide and motivate This basketball team, those players like a Raven Johnson, 5th year, who seeded all multiple national championships, multiple state champions in high school, Team USA gold medals, Team USA gold medals, so many accolades, all these players, these vocal leaders who have been there, done that. Chloe Kitts coaching from the side, has done it over and over and over again. Those things matter when playing teams that know we still trying to figure it out. The mentorship, the encouragement, holding teammates accountable. Holding teammates accountable when it's uncomfortable. In the workplace, in the military, whatever it is, holding your teammates accountable when it's uncomfortable for them and it's uncomfortable for you. But leadership has to take over. If the overall arching goal is to get to a championship, leaders got to step up. Leaders got to be leaders. Everybody ain't a leader. Those are the facts. You're not born to be a leader. You're not taught to be a leader. I don't know how you become a leader, but you're just a leader. If you put 10 people in a room together, somebody is going to be a leader. That's just a human dynamic. You put 10 5-year-olds in a room together, somebody going to take charge and become a leader. That's what goes down. On this basketball team, we got players. We got Raven. Okay? You got Tanaya. Even though she's new to this, she's new to this team. She is not new to basketball. She's All-American for a reason. You got Tessa. You got players who've done that. You got Chloe. You got players who've done it, who can show these newer players the right way. The winning culture of this basketball team, the fall in line approach of this basketball team, which is different than most basketball teams out there. It really is. You know, coming into South Carolina, you are going to be playing with dogs. That's not a question. We got 2 players right now who will be coming to South Carolina next year, who will be showing up this summer. And will be looking to contribute. Kaylee Wynn, Kelsey Andrews. Both of those players are nursing some injuries. I don't know if y'all heard about it. Kelsey Andrews is nursing a dislocated knee. She's going to be out for the rest of her season in high school. Not sure if you knew that. But this is the thing. I'm not concerned about injuries because they happen. You don't know when they're going to happen. It can happen your senior year in high school. It can happen your sophomore year in college. It can happen while you doing a Dougie outside. It don't matter. Injury's going to happen. It's just about being prepared, working hard to get over those injuries, and it's about the next young lady up to fill that role once the injury happens. Those 2 young queens will be fine when they become Gamecocks next summer and be ready to contribute. The unsung heroes of this basketball team are going to help us get to the Final Four and potentially win a championship. The growth of players like Ayla and Agot, 2 5-star freshmen. Ayla looked amazing this last game. But she was getting that PT because Tessa was out, because Agot was out. But what she also showed, who she was doing it in practice, but she showed it in game time. She has that film. She has that edge now that she can come in and knock down shots in these games. That's going to be needed. The bench is going to develop. It's up to Dawn Staley and this coaching staff to develop this bench, because we ain't winning no damn championship with no 5 players. That ain't happening. We ain't winning it with no 6 players. That ain't happening. We are not going to win no championship with most of our players, our starting 5, averaging 35 plus minutes. That ain't going to happen. We will get tired and injuries are going to occur. It is mandatory that South Carolina has multiple unsung heroes to this team's overall success and continue these championship aspirations. Deflections, on-ball defense, Maddy McDaniel contributing. She got to get minutes. Ayla got to get minutes. When Adhel Tac is in the game, she has to get rebounds. We have to give a break to these players. And if they don't, we won't reach those championship aspirations that we are accustomed to. But I believe these players will step up. I believe a player like Maryam Dauda will step up when she needs to do so. Well, damn it, we need it to happen soon. Soon. Conference starts January 1st. It's what, December 8th? We got a few games to get this thing right. But when these games matter, and when January the 1st, 2026, when that calendar day rolls over, it is time to find the true measure of greatness for this basketball team. And I believe that we will find it. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will as I continue to bring you the gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go.